Revelations and the Hall of Mirrors. Many revelations will occur which shall reconnect you to a particular time sequence in the 20th century. An experiment being conducted by them. Third Reich, which has been kept from you by your world governments, went awry. Thus, those who were in charge took desperate measures. Not all influences regarding their decisions were solely of this earth. There were, and continue to be, many partnerships being made between yourselves and the Etherians. For the most part, the Etherians, or interdimensional beings, have been identified and placed into one general categorization titled ETs. The natural order of evolution was grossly overlooked in the mechanical manipulation of your realities, the result of which we are now experiencing is the reaction with those manipulations, and therefore quite predictable. Although the final outcome of events now set in motion cannot yet be seen, I kind of disagree there. The reason for this, is to allow you choice. The concept of the future and past are an amalgam for the same experience. Much of what is occurring is due to the manipulation of events and technology by those who have the ability to time travel. Much of what we are experiencing is actually the manipulation of what has already occurred, thus affecting the outcome of future events. As stated, a law has been violated. Part of what has been set into motion is the earth changes we are presently experiencing. Earth Mother, Terra, Gaia, Mama, Maka, has taken action to remedy a malformation in her own process of self-creation. She too is going through this quickening. She too is transcending to yet another level of consciousness, and in fact already has. But we have as yet not grasped the understanding that because time is nothing, she can and has encapsulated us within our own dream state, to put it very simply. In doing so, we have been allowed to evolve within our own dimensional reality, remaining seemingly separate from the whole. This is due to mostly our experience in limited consciousness, which is in truth the greater experiment going on here. This may seem confusing, so if you need, please read what has been said to this point once again. Feel it rather than try to intellectualize it. Feel it. Try to flow with it. Read it with your heart, for it cannot be fooled, rather than with your mind, for it can be tricked. We are talking about manipulation of time, space, continuum. We are talking about simultaneous realities being set into motion at once. Many people are, in a manner of speaking, experiencing artificial time sequence events fusing with their real-time sequence of events. Others, still, are caught in time loops. Get out of those things. What was not yet understood at the time of the initiation of the experiments was that this galactic change, the shifting of the cosmic clock, would be occurring, and the least that it would be occurring so soon. Whether this was a deliberate withholding of information on the part of those who gave so freely the technology which would lead us to the cycle of self-destruction, is another story in itself. We have been given a gift of non-interference for the most part, until recently. There are those who have broken a galactic understanding and pirated, so to speak, into our encapsulated reality, which is where our present-day problems arise. As written in Last Cry, the contracts made between world leaders during the 50s is up. The gig is up. The consequences have already begun. Only there are new elements to the game that again were not foreseen by those in the position of world power at the time. They have become victims of their own limited perceptions. Certain technology was, in fact, allowed to pass on with the understanding that it would eventually backfire on its initiators. Oh,